Let's get start demo first of web API deployment with single Docker container, right? So this is a hosting API. If you see, I can just, if I try to get, so I am getting that output over here, right? And if you check that another one, like see this one, and if you also check, yeah, whatever data is returning. So this is a hosting in our Azure app service. And if you check in our portal now, it is running this app service using that, you know using that container, single container. So that we will build over here, right? And we will use the both approach, like we will use the CLI approach as well as we will use that Visual Studio as well. So let's get start implementation, how we can achieve these things like deployment in our Azure using Docker single container, right? So before starting, I'm especially recommend to you, please watch my, go to my channel like .NET real world example, and here go to my Azure series, whatever Azure series we have done, like how we can use that free credential, free subscription of Azure. That is a very important to learn these things, because as of now I am using same things like free subscription. So if you don't have Azure subscription, so don't worry, you can watch this session. You have to idea like how we can get that free subscription. And also we have many things, normal deployment like normal web app and API as an Azure function we have deployed in our Azure. So many things you can learn from here. So let's start. So first what I do, simply let me create a new application for the scratch. I'll show you. So create a new application. So you can create any web application and API application, whatever you want, you can just create it. But as of now I will use over here .NET Core web API. So next, and let me just set it, for example it is a on Azure. So let me set this name as a project name. Let me create next and go back. Yeah, just change, it is just changing my folder directory location. So is it up to you, you can keep it. And I'll, as of now I'll just remove that HTTPS over here. But yeah, in upcoming session we'll cover this HTTPS one. But yeah, as of now it is .NET 8 and everything is a default one, right? So, and keep create. So once you create, you will see this is a normally your web app or API applications, right, which is provide the default template. So if you run this application, you are able to see default endpoint is weather forecast. So see, this is a simple weather forecast to make sure it is working perfectly, right? So yeah, now it's working perfectly. What I need to do, simply close that, right? And here first I will add, the Docker files and Docker support things, right? So how we can do that, many session actually I have created for that, how we can add that Docker containerizes things and all. So what I need to do, you have just create a right click on the project, go to add and click the Docker support and choose here like target framework as a Linux, and container build on the Docker file or .NET SDK. So as of now I will use that, whatever default like Docker file and Linux, and okay. Once you okay, you are able to see this is a newly file actually has been created over here, right, which is a Docker. And once you create this Docker, you are able to see also the starting also, setup also provided using the Docker. You can run this using the Docker, right? So what I need to do, simple, I'll show you. First I will run and show you like inside local setup how is the looks like inside the working in a local Docker. So once you run using the Docker profile, you see it is running in our local Docker things which we have already installed, right? So if I show you, see this is my Docker things. If you go to the container, and this is that container actually, see single file, and this is running on that port 237 and all, right, 32770. So this guy actually running. So that is perfectly fine. Now how we can deploy this Docker container in our Azure. part, right? So that is important. So what I need to do first, I have to go to my Azure login. So go to your Azure portal and go to that home first, and then go to home. And here there's a two way actually. So first of I'll just use that Visual Studio, and then I will use the CLI command. So first I need to actually create a Azure app registry, Docker container registry we have to create. So let me search for here. So yeah, looking for this container registry. So this is that one. You have to look for this container registry. First you have to just create container registry. So click on that. Once you over here, if you first time come here, so definitely you don't have anything, but yeah, you have to just create first your registry over here. Click that. So here whatever your subscription and all, you can just choose it over here and name it whatever name you want. So it is a single container deployment on Azure. So you can make it your registry name. So I just make it whatever my registry name. So this will be actually collapse with this this guy, if you clearly see. So this guy, your Azure single registry container with dot Azure IOC. So this actually required. I'll show you how we can use that. So once you're done, choose whatever your place, right? So I'll just use it. It is a default one, whatever we have, and then choose that plan. So I'll just use the standard one and review and create and create. Now once it's done, deployment complete, just create it done. Go to click that go to resource, and you are able to see here your registry container registry has been created. But as of now we don't have nothing. If you go to repository, so in this repository section, actually whatever your a container will create it will populate it over here, right? So as of now we don't have anything. So what you need to do actually first, one setting actually have to do taken care in this container registry, which is going inside to that access keys. So once you click that access key, now you are able to see over here registry name and login server, right? So this is our login server, this is the registry name. But actually if you trying to authenticate and you want to push something in outside of that Azure, so what you need to do, you have to record some credentials, right? So if you click that guy, admin user, so it will just generating your password and these things. So based on this, actually you can just, this is a username and this is a password. So based on this username and password, you can authenticate and you can push that thing. So these things you have to complete. So this is done. Now go back to your Visual Studio, right? Go to your Visual Studio over here. And one more thing, actually we can create it, but yeah, first of all we have to push our image actually in our container. We have to push in our uh, Azure, right? So what I need to do, right click on that. There's actually many way. You can just together, you can just deploy together like application as well as that your container. But I'll show you uh, everything from that step by step, like so that you can understand clearly like what is happening actually. So first I will just push that container, right? So how we can push the container, right click, go to right click on that, publish, and click that. See, there's a many option, right? So if you want to complete your application, you can use this guy, or if you want to just single registry you have to push, so you can use this guy. So what I will do, both way will check, but yeah, as of now first I will use the Docker container registry. Click that, and here what I will do, see there's a three option again, like if you want to push Docker Hub as your registry or other things. So but as of now we will use this guy. So let me choose this guy. Next, and here definitely once your login on all, if you also if you authenticate in your Visual Studio, so it will populate and it will show you whatever your things, right? So see, this newly we have to create it, right? This guy. So this one we have to create, you have to choose this guy. Next, and choose that Docker desktop, finish, close. So once you're done, now see it is profile has been created, but yeah, still not deployed. So what you need to do, simply click on this publish button. Once you click that publish, it will start to create your container and push that container registry. So see, everything actually just doing itself, right? First they actually try to log in, and then once your login complete, they will try to push that, create that image and push there. Now see, finally it is creating this name and size, and also you can see over here, and successfully push your Docker image with the latest tag, latest version, right? So now go back to your here, and here container registry, go to that your repository and refresh. Once you refresh, now you can see over here your repository has been created for the Docker container, right? Now once your container has been created, right, what I need to do, this container actually we have to associate in our app service. Now go back to your here home in the Azure portal, and just create a app service, click on that, create a new web app service, right? So create on the new web app, so create on web app, and here what you need to do, let me select the resource group, right? And then here we have to specify the name of our web name. So web API with single container, right? Whatever name you want, you can just put it. Yeah, so here that are options, like see there's a publish options, right? So in this publish options, there is a three options. So what I will do, I have to use this guy, because we have to trying to deploy using the container, right? So we have to use this guy. Once you use this guy, so actually they suggesting, okay, whatever the operating system. So I will use this, uh, this Linux, because Linux is sufficient. And then whatever reason you want to choose, you can choose it. So as of now, it is my Sandbox subscription, right? So I have to choose different reason for here. Neither it will give that some exception. So yeah, I will use that as of now here. But yeah, whatever things you want to use, that you can use it. And I will use that free as of now. And then next, and now here the main important part, that container section. If you see here that scale sidecar support, and then image source is whatever quick start and Docker hub and all. So if we have a single container, right, single container, so this time we use this guy Azure container registry. And here that options, again these two options, right? So it is a single and multiple. So yeah, in upcoming session we'll use that multiple one with the Docker compose. And now this time we use the single. Once you choose this guy, see whatever repository registry you have just created, right, and whatever image do you have, right, so automatically will populate over here. See, this is my registry name, and this is my image name, and this is the latest tag over here. And once it is done, right, so let me review, right? And yeah, finally it's a review page, so you can just review whatever you have done. So as of now I have done everything, and once I just create, it will take some time to create. And now it's a deployment in progress, so we have to wait to deployment completed. Yeah, see, deployment succeed, and click that go to resource. So now your app is ready, right? So once I click, see, this is your domain name, right? This is a default domain name, but yeah, you can change your custom domain as well. But yeah, this is your default domain name. Once I click this guy, yeah, now see, it is perfectly running your application. But yeah, this is our web API, right? So in web API there is no startup page, so that's why there is nothing over here. But yeah, we can forcefully ask, actually we can ask to the request of that whatever the endpoint, right? So whatever our endpoints, you can check it over here. Now we have only one endpoint, weather forecast endpoint, right? So copy this weather forecast endpoint and go back to here, and simply just pass as the URL right here, weather forecast. Now see, you are able to see your data over here. So don't worry about that, we'll add that Swagger UI as well, so that we can see all the endpoints whatever we have, right? So let me change that, right? So what I need to do, go back to your solution. So this is your solution. Here if you go to that program.cs file, here just only Swagger will apply on in the deployment environment. But see, by default we deploy, it is not deployment, actually it is a production deployment. So that's why it is not allow over here. So what I need to do, simply just copy and paste it down and just comment in this section, so that every deployment, right, whether is a deployment or development or some other UAT and all, everything, every deployment you will get that Swagger UI as well. So this is that one. Now I will show you one more thing. Actually, see, last time we just deployed using that Visual Studio, right? We just deploy our registry using the Visual Studio, right? So this time we will deploy our image uh, using that Azure CLI. So that also you have to know, right? So what you need to do, first of all, you have to install Azure CLI, right? So you can just download over here, right? I'll just show you where you can just download. So Azure CLI download, you can just search Azure CLI download, and here install Azure CLI on for Windows and Mac, whatever you want, you can just install over here, right? Like that you can just install here. So I already installed. So what I need to do, you can just check it, verify once you installed. So open any command prompt, right? And in this command prompt you can just check az, right? Once you az, so actually Azure CLI, once you install, so it will actually see if it is installed. So you will be able to see this kind of things over here. And also we can check that version as well. So az version, right? So once you hit this command, it will show that okay, this is that your version, right? So like that actually you can verify. So once you have a Azure CLI, what you need to do, simply go back to your project, right? And here go open your product solution explorer here, and uh, go back to one more step. Like, see, this is your root directory, right? Inside this root directory there is a solution folder, right? And up inside you have a Docker file. So what you need to do, you come back to here, this directory where is actually solution, and here go to that command, right? So open any command and specify your project directory. So this is your project directory, and here what I need to do, I simply pass one command where I can just push our image to our registry directly using Azure CLI. So that I want to show you over here. So where is that command? Let me grab that command because it is a very big command. So what I need to do, simply I just zoom in for you little bit, right? And here, so first you have to just use that az, right? And then acr, then build, and then build image. So you have to specify that image. So what is that image you want to build? So I want to image and specify the image attribute, and then specify the name. And what would the name? So let me get that name from that whatever we have just created over here, right? So go to that again, container registry, and if you go to here, so this is your registry name. But if you check in the repository, this is your image name, right? In this repository, see, this is your image name. So what I need to do, simply I need to copy, let me copy this guy and go back to your command prompt and just simply paste it over here. And this is one thing you have to done. The next thing you have to specify here, what is that repository registry, right? So just make it attribute at a registry. So registry, and where you can get the registry name. So again go back to here, and yeah, this is your registry name, right? So copy this guy, and you have to specify registry along with your uh, complete name, right? So where you can get it, this is your registry name, but yeah, you can get it from here. You can go to that access keys, right? And this is your login server, right? So this is your complete registry name. So copy this guy, right? Complete this guy. Just zooming for you. Yeah, this guy with this registry name along with your domain name, like Azure CRI.io, right? So copy this guy and go back to your command again and mention over there, right? So this is done, right? Again it's complete. And then registry also done. Once your registry done, now you have to specify where is your Docker file, right? So that you can check here, like, see, where is your Docker file. Your Docker file, this is a main root directory, but in this directory we have another folder, and in this folder we have a Docker file, right? So there's a two way actually. You can just get it from here to back it over here, because Docker file should not keep in this project level, right? That should keep in our solution level. So you can keep it outside over here, but yeah, as of now it's fine. So what you need to do, simply go back to again command prompt, right? Here mention your path name. So what is my path name? Like that, this is my path name, this is my folder name, right? And here this is my folder name, and then docker file. Inside this docker file we have, so let me set it the file. So where is my file? My file is this folder, and then slash what is my file name is a docker file, right? And then space dot, this is important actually. See, I specified dot, right? So you just specify the dot because it will complete the docker file command. Actually they will create a image for this using this period dot, right? So this is actually complete command which will actually push your image to your registry, container registry in Azure, right? So once you hit enter, so it will start. Yeah, one more thing actually I forget to here. So see, you have to try to log in first. So if you're trying to use Azure CLI command to push your registry, so you have to try to log in first. So what you need to do, simply try to log in your here. So what I can do, simple az login. So you can pass this command, right? And once you az login, hit enter, it will asking actually this guy. So whatever your login, you can just add it. So my login is this guy, so this is my username, and hit next. Now asking password, so my secret password, sign in. Now see, it is logged successfully over here, right? So once you logged in successfully over here, you will go back here. Now see, you will get these options like, okay, you are successfully logged in. And if you're not logged in successfully, definitely it will not appearing like such kind of things. Okay, so once you log in, right, in your main Azure login, so what you need to do, you have to log in with this, Azure registry, right? So again you have to try to one another login. So for that you have to require that username and password, right? So where you will get that username and password. See, this is again, go to your registry, container registry, and go to your registry one, right? So this is our registry, and if you go back to access keys, right? So here you will get, actually we allow that admin user, right? So this is our uh, login user, right? And this is our password, right? So we have to authenticate like that, right? So go back to here, right? What I need to do, simply az acr and login, right? And here your registry name, so you can just pass your registry name. For example, this is my registry name, right? Username. So go back here, pass it this guy, and that hit enter. Okay, now I miss actually some one command. See, it is asking clearly you have to use ACL login, then n, and then my registry name, right? So I just missed that. So what I need to do, simply go back to here, login, and then use and hit enter. Now see, login succeed, because see they don't ask me that password. Why? Because I already login in our Azure login, right? So that's why they're not asking. But yeah, if you want to you don't want to log in this main Azure login, so that time definitely if you try to log in, definitely they ask the password, and they want to the credential and all, right? So but yeah, as of now we are good, we already log in like this way, so you can use this way also instead of creating complex way. So now we can use our push command, right? So let me add that push command again. So this is my push command, right? We have just create a ACR build images and registry and file. Where is my file? And that hit enter. Now this time we are good to go to create our image and push to our registry. Now see, it is successfully, right? You can get that message is successfully. And if I go back to here and go back to that, go back to our app, right? So where is my app? Go to here, app service. This is my app, right? So go to my app, and again it will take some time actually, not more than, but yeah, at least 1 minute or 2 minute actually, to reflect whatever new image actually appearing, right? So let me check. Let me open again one more time, and this time just make sure just use that swagger, right? Swagger, hit that enter. So yeah, it will take some time to reflect, so we have to wait. Now see, after some time actually it's reflecting, because it takes some time actually, whatever the new image get pushed, so they take some time, so most probably 2 or 3 minutes max, right? So yeah, after that you can see, once I add the swagger, it is automatically populated over here, because this is a new changes we have done, right? And here we can easily get our changes over here, right? So this is done, right? This is actually both way actually we tried, like direct Visual Studio we can push that things, and also we can push our container using that CLI. So both way you have to know that. So that's all for this session, and thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.